get to say welcome. Welcome, everybody, and welcome so much to the Alvarez-Orling family and to the new people who are here today. And we're just looking forward to this wonderful service, and we're full of gratitude for Cesar for stepping up and bringing some folks along with him. And before we go on, I just wanted to see if there are any announcements that people have that they would like to share. I'll bring the mic to you.
Annual meeting today after church, after food.
Excellent.
Friday afternoon pig roast.
Where?
South Royalton, in the green.
On the green, Friday afternoon. Okay.
Yes.
That sounds great. Friday afternoon pig roast on the green.
I've put the book for children that Suzanne Lupi and I have made on the back table, and the proceeds will go to the Vision Committee.
Yes, and that is a wonderful, wonderful book, and it's right over here. The proceeds are going to the Mission Committee of the church, which does a lot of great things, and you just owe yourself a look through it at the very least. It's wonderful writing and drawings. I think I saw some other hands up. Did I? No? Yep.
The Mission Committee thanks you, Mel, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's it.
Hey everyone, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yay. Actually, my name is Cesar. Hi. I use they, them pronouns. I am a community member here, a parent at the school. I'm a composer, a lyricist, playwright, and a professor at Dartmouth. I don't identify as a professor, but I am. I do happen to be a professor. I tell that to my students, I get very confused. And I'm really, I feel blessed to be asked to be here today. I'm going to share some music with you all, some of my values and some of what I'm thinking about in terms of spirituality, and invite you to sing, invite you to participate as much as you want and can and feel comfortable, and that's all. Invite you into my world a little bit. I'm really excited to play this organ. Haven't gotten a lot of chance to work with it, but I'm gonna give it a go because it's a beautiful instrument. So this is a song, I'm gonna play a song called Every Egg Broke, which to me is sort of a spiritual text. We'll see what you think. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. Popped like a soda can in the freezer. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. Cracked like a wine glass in a cartoon when the opera singer sings. Diner line cooks were at a loss, restaurant owners cried, bakers improvised with soy milk and bananas. Clerks and bag boys at every grocery store set about toweling the mess, pushing the white and yellow goo into bags and drains and puddles. Yolks rolled down aisles, pipes clogged, roaches and ants ate well. Scientists mused and were briefly sought out by confused local news affiliates to explain the occurrence. What had happened was quite simple, but what they couldn't explain was why it had never happened before. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. Cracked like bubble wrap. Even even after weeks had gone by. People all over the world were hesitant to buy eggs. Prices dropped, and it wasn't the mess that people were scared of. It was the fact of the invisible connection between every egg that freaked them out. People were scared, and I could understand why. If my eggs are connected to my neighbor's eggs through the invisible fabric of space-time, and at any moment there could be some sort of synchronized, destructive resonating between them, then forget it, I'll go without eggs. Oh, I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles shook apart like a china cabinet in an earthquake. I bark at you, I shake too, I hold on to grains of truth. Wet noodles, I'll be fine, only be good and all will be well. I am princely and forgotten and forgetting. I am hanging on around the edges. I am singed and infringed upon peacetime music. Glassy dream ballets left unfinished. The possibility still twitching like a motion sensor nightlight. Lovely, but awake, so many notes, so many holes left to be dusted. Oh, I heard a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. I wrote a song once, and when I sang it, every egg broke, every egg within 100 miles. People are always stressed out about clapping in churches. You know, a lot of churches clap a lot. You could just clap, like, it's fine. I get stressed out too. I'm like, if I clap, I'm worried I'm gonna, like, somebody's gonna be mad at me. But then I'm like, who is gonna be mad at me? And it probably is somebody in my past at a church very long ago where I was at, where somebody was mad at me, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I have issues. We all have issues. That's why we're here. I'm gonna light the peace candle. Would you like to come help me, Io? Great. Ozzy? Is Ozzy out? Ozzy's out. Okay, great. Part of my spiritual practice is I often light a candle in the morning when I start my day, when I'm trying to work, when I'm trying to be creative and connect with spirit and connect with my higher self, who isn't always available. Today, I want to light this candle. I want to acknowledge the Abenaki people, the original inhabitants of this land. And I want to acknowledge all the members of this community that have welcomed us, and hope that this candle will help us find a little spirit today. I'm going to say a prayer. Beloved spirits, guides, benevolent universe the vibration that surrounds us. Please be in this room today. Please give us breath and peace. Please fill our spirits and our bodies. Please connect us to one another. Please help us be our best selves. Feel the love that's around us. Feel the teaching that's in our struggles. And feel the beauty and the hope of this land and this weather and this incredible collection of people that we found ourselves surrounded by, and the possibility of community and belonging that it proposes. Amen. We're going to sing another song, and then we're going to have a little children's message. I'm going to welcome Io again, my second born, to sing a song called Luminosity. Just to tell you a story about this song, I was at an artist residency, and I had a very terrifying paranormal experience, which involved a light bulb flying out of the ceiling at me at night. And I got really freaked out. And I went to the residency leader, and I said, okay, this cabin you put me in is haunted, and I'm really freaked out. And what do I do? And she said, she didn't have another cabin for me, but she said, well, whenever I am feeling kind of haunted, or I like to imagine myself as a column of light. And I was like, okay, this is the advice I'm getting, okay. And I went back to the cabin, and I wrote this song, which since has become part of one of my pieces, and also kind of a song that I use again to, think about my higher self and think about who I am and who I can be, and how I'm interfaced with the invisible world. So Io's gonna help me sing it. Come on. Check, check. Hi. All right, here we go. I am very pleased by this pencil sharpener. In fact, I bought some pencils just to take it for a spin. I wonder if a pencil point could change the way my thinking wanders out and down into this old blue book. New blisters on my hand will form calluses in time. Then again, who knows if this utensil is even capable of rhyme? Let's find out. I will now write about light. I am a being filled with light. I have bioluminescent skin and light-emitting molecules inside. I shoot beams out of my fingers and from my fontanelle. Every orifice and pore of mine is like a tiny chorus line of light. Quite bright. Please be careful staring into me, because you'll see a neon symphony of iridescent critters and some plants. And brilliant lines of illumination burning through the torn up knees of these ill-fitting yellow pants. This is how to be luminosity. This is how to be luminosity. This is how to be luminosity. It feels nice to glimpse it, even if it's only for a spell. I am very pleased by this pencil sharpener. In fact, I bought some pencils just to take it for a spin. I wonder if a pencil point can change the way my thinking wanders down into this old blue book. I wonder if a pencil point can change the way my thinking wanders down into this old blue book. This is how to be luminosity. fell. Thank you, Io. I was gonna do a little children's message. So maybe let's get the children. Let's get the children. Yes, if any children or young at heart, please come on down. We're gonna talk about sound. Oh, you just keep being up here. Amazing.
The camera's on, right? Yeah. Cool. We'll try not to block it. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's see it. Let's see the children. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. Yeah, you can gather it. I'm gonna grab those instruments because we're gonna use them, but later. I meant to grab them all up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're gonna use them later. You can blow them now. You can blow them now.
They'll keep it busy, right?
You can blow them now. Nice, you're doing great. Listen, I have a question for you all. Does anybody know what invisible means?
Yeah.
What? What does invisible mean? Yes, Lola.
It kind of is exactly what you're saying. Invisible. You can't see it.
You can't see it, right? Well, does anybody know something that's invisible? What's invisible?
Love.
Can you think of something? Love. You can't see love. Can you see love? Okay. Air. Oh, I'm looking for the kids, but I think you know.
Sorry.
Young and hard. Yes, exactly.
Invisible is a kind of something that we can't see.
Yeah. Can you think of anything that you can't? What's something you can't see? Love. What?
A thought.
A thought. You can't see a thought. You're having thought right now. Can you see it? Anything else that's invisible? You can think of. What else is invisible? What else is invisible? I'm going to give you a chance to use this. Hold on 1 second. Can you hold this? 1 second. Okay. Sound. Listen to this. Can you all hear this?
No.
You can't see it though. Now you can see the bells, but you can't see the sound that they make, right? And here I have this big brass bowl, and Emma's gonna come and give it a whack with that. You ready? Again, we can't see it. It's still going. The reason I'm asking you all about what's invisible is because I do something that's invisible too, which is I make music. And I have a definition of music. Does anybody know what music is? Here. Does anybody know what music is? Yeah, what's music?
A song.
Ooh, a song. Yeah. What's music?
A sound that you love.
Yeah, what's music?
I mean, no.
It's basically, it's an expression of how you feel. Personally, I think it's like whenever I have a way that I want to express how I feel, I kind of sing. Sometimes I can sing whenever, sometimes I sing when I'm writing, sometimes I sing when I'm drawing. It's kind of just a way to
Make a sound with your voice. Totally invisible. Again. And so one of the definitions I have for music is that it's the conversation we have with the invisible. Right? Because everything that you said, the air, the thoughts, the sounds, everything that you said that's invisible, music talks to those things. He's okay. Yeah, he's been great. Okay, ready? Now, human beings, for many years, have been creating these objects to help us have a conversation with the invisible world. And one of the things that we created is a saxophone. Anybody ever seen a saxophone? The thing about a saxophone is that it makes all this sound, and it's designed to help us have a conversation with the invisible. But it starts like this, with this. Now, what feeling is that? What feeling does that have? Silly feeling? Funny? Now, if you you change the sound. Human beings are very smart because they've created all these tools to help us make sound. Because the sounds talk to our feelings and they talk to the invisible world. Now, what's funny is every single instrument, even this bowl, was invented by a person. Somebody had the zany idea to get some metal and some wood and make these funny things that make these funny sounds. And then people learn how to make those sounds, right? To have that conversation. What feeling is that?
Wiggle.
What?
Wiggle.
Wiggle? You could even stand up and you can make a motion that sounds like that looks like the sound. Ready? Let's try it. That's what dance is, right? Let's try it. I'm gonna make a sound and you make the motion that looks like the sound, okay? You're gonna try it? Okay, great. Now next. Nice. Okay, ready? Try this one. The reason I'm sharing you this is because, thank you, no, that's fine, you're doing great. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because music is the main way that I figured out how to talk to my feelings and my thoughts. And I want you all to have that feeling too. You can use music just like that. So I'm going to play the saxophone, and I want you all to think about what feelings it causes you, okay? Ready? And you can move according to those feelings.
Let's go dance over here. Over here with the other hand.
Ready?
We're gonna dance with our bodies, not
You guys stand up. You can stand up. You can stand up.
Okay, stand up and dance.
you say?
Funny dancing chicken.
A funny dancing chicken. Nice. Nice. Any other feelings? Any other feelings?
Loose.
Loose. Yeah. Groovy. Nice. When I was a kid, I found this instrument and it made me feel like just at peace. It made me feel relaxed. I would be stressed out and I would play this big sound and it would help me feel calm. Are there any things that make you all feel calm in the world when you're feeling stressed out?
We want to know about those things.
I'm actually asking because I need to find it. What? Maracas.
Really? Cool.
Okay. Yeah?
Drum.
Drums. Anything else? Yeah?
I'd say it's also a drum, but congas.
Conga drums. I love it. Music makes you feel. So we're going to do the last thing we're going to do. Okay, ready? Everybody's going to get a percussion instrument. Gideon. Maybe Gideon wants to come. We're all going to get a percussion, and I want everyone to do a parade around the whole thing, and you're going to parade right out the door. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody get an instrument. Everyone get an instrument. Here, our apple.
Is that good? What's that?
Does everyone have an instrument? Ready? Kind of works.
So preschool's higher.
It's hard. That's a way harder job than my job. The college students, they just kind of sit there. Oh, I forgot. I messed up my program. We were going to sing a song, but it's okay. It's okay. They were happy. They were happy. Thank you all so much. It has been, I've come to Rachel's Story Hours a handful of time, and just see my kids connect with values in the way that she calls them up with her felt board. It's just really, in these moments with parenting, it's very hard to find them connected in that way. So it's been really meaningful, and I'm happy to be part of that space. I wanted to share just a little bit about my journey and my background. It's a really unusual and kind of special and strange thing for me to be in a church, but it's also a place that I've been a lot in my life. My grandfather was a Presbyterian minister, and both of my parents grew up in the church, my mother in the Presbyterian church, my father in the Catholic church, and they both utterly and completely rejected it and became militant leftist activists in the 70s. And as a result, I grew up with this funny and sort of unusual, kind of light relationship to the church as a place that I was never forced to go really in any kind of constant way. So I always approached it with a kind of curiosity. So I want to tell a little bit of a story about that, and about what it's meant to be invited here. So I was the second child of two labor organizers, and like all young parents, they needed childcare help. And so they sent me off to stay with my Aunt Linda, who was a very faithful Presbyterian churchgoer. And one summer, I remember being forced to go to vacation Bible camp, which I realized later that it wasn't that the camp was a vacation, it was that the camp happened during our vacation. And actually, it was almost exactly like school. Because they sell it like vacation, but I'm like, oh, vacation, like this is gonna be good. And I have this very, very profound memory of being in this camp, literally doing a worksheet. I was doing a worksheet, and I was, I had a strong worksheet game as a kid. I thought, if you give me a worksheet, I'm gonna knock this out. And they gave me this worksheet, and it was all Bible questions, and I did not know any of the answers. And I looked over at my cousin, and who was a very, let's say, mischievous person. And he had just very quickly written God as the answer to every question on the worksheet. And I knew enough to know that was not the answer to every question. It was like, who slayed Goliath? God. What did God ask Noah to do with the ark? God. In the story of the prodigal son, what was God? Who tempted Eve in the garden? God. And in some weird way, he had kind of gotten the answer right a lot. Because it's kind of like, if you think about it, maybe God is the answer to all the questions. And also I was like, religion is absurd. This makes no sense that I'm doing a worksheet as a way to somehow be participating in religion. At around the same time, I think my parents were stressed out, kind of like how I am, which is my kids aren't growing up in a church community as they did. How are they going to learn values? How are they going to have community? How are they going to, when they're feeling down, when they're feeling bad, who's going to show up? What is the rhythm of community that I'm teaching my kids outside of Netflix, right? Which is a really hard question that a lot of us are facing. Sunday mornings can be hard. Weekends can be hard. So I think my mother and my father had the same questions, and they did all sorts of they had ideas about how to do that. One of the ideas my mom had was to sign me up for a church musical, and a church that we were not in all affiliated with. It just happened to be near my house. And she put me in this musical, and it was Oh Jonah. And I got to wear a shirt for my costume that had a whale, and I got to sing songs about this being swallowed by a whale, and this was great. I loved this. And I think it was my first taste of what would become ultimately my religion, which is musical theater. And I think I realized later in life that churches have all the same things as musicals, kind of. They have like songs, monologues, costumes, choreo, props, audience. They got a program. They have the after party. They even have clapping sometimes. Depends on the church. And I remember singing these songs in my kitchen and feeling like I was part of something. And I feel like this is religion at its best. I was feeling belonging, and I was feeling togetherness, and I was feeling song, and that's also theater at its best. I get really mad when I go to theater and there's no songs. It feels lame. And I was kind of trying to remember the plot of this musical, and Jonah is the story of someone who's been called to preach and then runs away from the call, and then gets thrown off a boat, almost drowns, gets swallowed by a whale, and then reconsiders. I think I was called to preach too in a funny way. My senior year of high school, I was in a hyper-competitive arts boarding school playing saxophone 8 hours a day, where everything all day was music, and I got injured really badly. One day I couldn't really even hold a toothbrush. And so the thing that I had set up around what my life meant just evaporated my senior year of high school. And I kind of thought, well, I need to figure out what's the meaning of life, because I had pretty much only planned on this one thing, and then it was no longer available anymore. And in my 17-year-old kind of intellectual fury, I just said, I'm going to read the Bible. My grandmother caught wind of this and sent me this red-lettered King James Bible with my name in gold. So I was like, okay, this is, clearly I'm doing something that's meaning something to someone. I ended up getting into conservatory on injured hands, kind of not really telling them that I wasn't sure if I was actually going to play my instrument anymore, and signing up for a religion class, because at this point I had started getting really interested in this idea of gathering together and building community through music and meditation and spirituality. And if I wasn't going to be able to play music anymore, and I couldn't be a militant leftist activist like my parents because I needed to rebel against them, but I did want to change the world, I figured I needed to do something like spiritual social justice, and because it felt more like art than what my parents were doing, which is really truly out on the picket lines, fighting for the working class. And I enrolled in a freshman seminar, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, because I was like, they figured it out, how to change the world. Later on, by the time I kind of moved into my adulthood, I had fallen off of Christianity, I had moved through Buddhism, and I arrived at some sort of pretentious sci-fi atheism. I believe that everything in the universe was describable in mathematical terms, and that what we called spirituality was the off-gassing of an infinitely complex web of subatomic processes. I managed to find a partner and move forward with my life anyway, in spite of being so pretentious. But that idea kind of, as I moved through life, it started to serve me less and less. I started to have the things happen that people have in their lives, which is I lost friends and family members, and I had more metaphysical experiences, and I was kind of running into a lot of more spiritual questions in my work. And in 2018, I started to write a musical about my parents' 5 friends who were murdered by the Ku Klux Klan in 1979, 2 of whom I'm named after. And halfway through writing it, I realized I needed to actually have a spiritual conversation with these 5 lost family members. Whereas before I was trying to have a more intellectual conversation with them. So I tried to talk to their spirits, and they talked and they sang, and I ended up collaborating with the spirit world on this piece. All of a sudden I kind of re-entered this spiritual conversation that I had pretty much left behind. I think in 2021, I moved to Strafford. I've been, for the last 15 years, creating these large multidisciplinary musical theater works where I'm seeking interdimensional transit, I'm seeking community, I'm seeking belonging. And I found it, a lot of these pieces have been massively transformative to me and my collaborators and my audiences, but something happens where the rehearsal ends and the performance ends and everyone goes off, and you don't get the same kind of sustained belonging that I think I have been looking for, and I think a lot of artists have been looking for, and I think everyone needs to thrive. So we've been really moved to be in this community. It's also been hard for a whole bunch of reasons, but I got an email this summer from Becky inviting me here to talk, and I answered the call. I am a little bit in the belly of the whale right now, but I have been really moved to get to share myself, to get to invite my family here, and to get to sort of think about what it is that we need to feel belonging, what it is that I need, what it is that my kids need, what it would even look like to have a place where I get to be accepted and where I get to show up in any form that I am in that day. So I'm really grateful to be here today, thinking about that with you all, and for the opportunity to think about it myself and to put my music next to that question. And maybe we should do a production of Oh Jonah. I mean, or maybe just print the t-shirts. They were really great. I'm gonna sing a song, and I think we're gonna have some time for conversation if you all wanted to say anything and have a little bit of meditation. But I really appreciate you all giving me your attention and also allowing me to engineer my children having something else to do so I could think some thoughts. It's very helpful. I'm gonna sing a song called Ironclad, which is from my musical Noise that we just did this summer. It's essentially a lullaby that I wrote originally for Ami, my oldest child, but has sort of turned into a piece of music that helps me sit down in the space that I am in the moment that I'm in it. I'm also gonna maybe try to use these organ pedals, but bear with me. Oh, my dear, how have you been this year? We want you to know we're trying to figure this out for you. Don't be scared. The fear makes it hard to think. I know you are ironclad, but density will make you sink. No, you won't be alone. No, you don't have to figure it out all alone. No, you don't need to hide away. Stand in the sun, dear, you never will need to be saved. You are here, you are whole, you're complete, comprehensive and fine. You are here, you are whole, you are strengthening by your design. don't know how many more days we'll go, but we promise to craft a shelter for you that will last. Float with us like clouds of some cosmic dust. Look down at the land and ponder the things you will make. No, you won't be alone. No, you don't have to figure it out all alone. No, you don't need to hide away. Stand in the sun, dear, you never will need to be saved. You are here, you are whole, you're complete, comprehensive and fine. You are here, you are whole, you are strengthening by your design. You are here, you are whole, you're complete, comprehensive and fine. You are here, you are whole, you are strengthening by your design. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I get so much nourishment from sharing this with you all and sharing my music and getting to sing and getting to my children getting to be here too and being part of this. So thank you all. I think we're going to end with just a little silent meditation moment. And then I will, I'm going to either go get the children and we're going to sing This Little Light of Mine, or if that doesn't work, then I'm going to play a little bit more on the saxophone to sort of close the evening with you all. Or close the morning. Thank you all so much, and there's ice cream afterwards. So yeah, let's just take a moment.